Welcome to the Blaize interviews. My name is Blaize, and this is
Patrick Bowe.
All right, Patrick. So I met you as one of the hosts of the Baka show. So how'd you get introduced to Baka, and how'd you become one of the hosts?
Well, actually, it's my boy. So I started comedy just this year, and
Nice.
my boy, he is actually friends with Sushi. He actually goes way back with Sushi, which is Baka's boss. So it's funny like that. So
Baka has a boss?
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it also until down the line when I met Sushi, and then we started talking. I was like, oh, that's how I know you. So, literally, one of his best friends is somebody I grew up with, like one of my childhood friends since I was like 7 years old.
Baka or Sushi?
Sushi. Yeah,
okay.
It's my boy named Jesse Smith. He lives out in Maryland now, and he was a rapper with Sushi. They were both rappers together. So and I gave him my name, said I was doing it, and gave it to Baka. Baka brought me on. Started doing the shows, like everybody else, and then he asked me to host. And started.
I feel like half the people who's done. I've hosted one of his shows.
Yeah.
I've hosted one of the Sunset. Baka said, "You gonna host again?" I was like, "I'll think about it."
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I took it as at first I didn't want to do it either because I'm like, do I want to get locked in that? And then I'm such a comedy historian, so like to me, I went and remembered Def Comedy Jam. So Martin Lawrence. He was the original host of Def Comedy Jam. I'm the one that blew it up. So I'm like, whoa, this is Martin Lawrence. Like, come on now. Like, that. I watched what he did, and I was like, and that's where I took my inspiration from. So since then, I love it. I do. It has actually improved my comedy, my crowd work, understanding the, like, everything it's done for me is amazing. So, like, the fact that I even thought different about it.
So you crowd work and, like, working on your material?
Yeah,
what are some things that you're taking away from it?
The biggest thing is crowd work, understanding the room, like really, really getting to know the people and like the vibes and what they're feeling. Like you can truly sense it when you're the host because you're going up there so many times in between comedians. You can sense when they didn't like it, or they weren't feeling it, or what there wasn't. Those are the biggest things I took. And then me being a comedian, listening to other people's sets and then taking from them and then trying to play off their sets while not trying to be mean but be funny and like and still go off of their stuff, and that has been the biggest thing I've taken.
I've had other hosts for other shows, and they said like one of the things they don't want to do is they don't want to like step on toes.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same way. I will go up there, and if you go up there and kill, I'm gonna let your set ride like that. You smoked, right? Now if you go up there and you're a little awkward, I might throw a little couple things. Yeah. But if you go up there and like go at the crowd, then I take it a little offensive because I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm with you, buddy, but you're actually destroying the crowd that I'm supposed to be taking the whole way through. Yeah. So I might murder you.
Well, sometimes especially like you do a lot of the Sunset.
Yeah.
So sometimes the crowd can be really good. It can be a great crowd, good people, and sometimes crickets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just dead.
Yeah, so it's like as the host, you kind of have to keep the crowd a little involved, like because if you don't bring them with you, then you're gonna, even when a great comedian comes up, he'll have to earn that so hard. It's like that's not fair. Like he should come up with at least a little warmth, a little somebody like they at least have a little feeling into him. And I've seen some people go up there and really, really bomb badly. I mean, it just.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, but it's not about the bombing because I have no problem if you went up there and you did your set and they just weren't feeling you. Whatever, you laugh, right? You have fun. But it's the ones that go up there and they start getting angry at the people. It's like, yo, it's not it's your responsibility to make them laugh and to bring the joy. I understand we all got pain and trauma and we're letting it out on stage. A lot of us are, but some people don't know how to take the pain and really make it like receptacle to everybody else, because that's the goal. It's like we all have so much pain and trauma, but how do you take your pain and trauma and make everyone else understand what you're going through in a way that they can laugh and enjoy it with you? Because the hardest part is like so many comedians are sad and have so many different things, and we we are, and we're trying
so many comedians are sad.
We are. It's funny because you get waves of both. Like you have the ones that are like doctors and lawyers and scientists and engineers and they're like trying to be funny, and then you have these ones who are really, that life has been hard and they want to share like that struggle, and it's great, and I love both of them, but it's like each one of them has different ways to show off to the audience. Like I've heard doctors bomb up there too because they think their medical things are funny, but they don't know how to present it also to them. Like it's the way we present it, and that's, I feel like, is the biggest thing.
I have like the same thing. Like I have stories that like I think are funny, and I know they're funny because I share them with people, and it's like I just have to find how to better presented on stage. And it's different when you're talking to someone one-on-one.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, this shit, da. And then when you're on stage, in front of 20, 30 people, even, small little venue, it's just like, all right, this is funny. And then I was like, oh, yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not universally funny. Like, what are you have to, like, find what other people can attach to. Like one comedian told me the greatest thing is, like, taking your bit and finding what the crowd is good with. You can take any of your complaints or anger, but you can force it towards like screwdrivers or like apples or oranges, like the silly, but it makes them connect, and it's letting you get off what you're getting off, but you're talking about the silliest subject, but people will laugh at it because it's relatable. You got to find the relatability, because in LA, you got black, white, Mexican, Asian, brown, green, everything, and they come from everywhere, so they all have different, but they all are people that want to laugh and enjoy some humor, so they're there to laugh. It's just, you got to get them there.
Yeah, and it's hard, because you got to relate. Like, in LA, there's so many different rooms.
There's
so many different rooms. I mean, even in Hollywood, if you just drive down Sunset to West Hollywood, it's a completely different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I always say, one of my favorite places to go is Accidental Chaos. It's always fun there. But I call it the frat house of comedy.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. I've been in there once or twice, and I've seen it. It's like that humor, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
It's like if like Animal House. It's like Animal House. Yeah. Like, I love it, and that's the vibe I love about it. And then you go like Sunset Rooftop. It's a little nicer. It's like, okay, it's kind of like people are here to hang out, and it's like more casual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more of a casual hang.
I'll give you that.
Versus, and then there's like, when you go to like the Hollywood Comedy, it's just a comedy place.
Yeah, true. Very true.
And, small room, and it's more. Sometimes the thing is, it's hard to do open mic that place, just because too many of the comics there too stonewall.
I'm not gonna lie. Of the one places that I have the best at is a Hollywood Comedy. Going to like the open mics, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's where I started. I feel the most comfortable up there, and I feel like I get the comedians that are there. Like, there's a bunch of them. I've gone to other ones. Yeah. And I'll get like stonewall, and I'm like, look, I know I'm funny, so I'm gonna do my bit anyway. And go through it. But then I go to Hollywood, and I do, and it's like they all understand that same struggle we're going through. I don't know. It's just something different about it. It's weird.
And it's weird. It's fun though. But like, what are your favorite mics to go to?
I love Hollywood Comedy Club. That's one of my favorite ones to go to. I go to the Trap mics occasionally here and there. Yeah, that one's fun. Comedy Boulevard I've gone to try to get to a couple of times. I try to stay in the Hollywood area. That's what I'm trying to do. Flappers open mic I've done. I also did an audition for Flappers, so I did the Yoo-Hoo Room. That was fun.
Nice.
That was good. So like, I've tried to do a bunch of this stuff. The point where I'm at, where I guess where all comedians is at, where you go for the next step. It's like, where do you try to like push yourself? Because everybody wants, obviously, the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, and all that stuff. So it's like, it's like that.
But just levels to it.
It's levels. Yeah, it's levels. So I feel like you have to tone everything before you want to really go for the big time. So like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just like trying to hit every club, every audition, any contest. I'm, DMing people through Instagram, trying to talk, any promoter, anybody, because there's so, like you said, there's so many comedy scenes. There's Long Beach, there's there. Yeah, you good.
She's in trouble right now. She can't be out here. Sorry, Lucy's in trouble.
Oh, that's all right. Always gonna get disturbed by the dogs.
No, I get that, but the different sets, like, so you started, the first set that you ever did was in Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood, yeah. I went to Hollywood first. I felt like being here from LA, I was like, if you want to do comedy, just go to Hollywood. Like, that's the right place to do it. So, and where you're going to get the most, I feel like it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
Like, if that's where I wanted it. I wanted sink or swim. I wanted to be like, am I funny or am I not? And
did you just Google Comedy Store or Comedy Club?
Yeah, I Googled a bunch of them, went on there, went on a bunch of open mics, Googled the stuff, found it, kind of did a bunch of research, and then just kind of looked, and then I saw, because what made it so great for Hollywood is it's online, so it's slotted, so you can pick your slot. So a lot of them you can show up and do things, but I wanted to, like, really get, so when I went, I was set up, and I went up there, and it felt great, and I never want to get down again.
I know, a lot of it's funny because I talk to a lot of comics here, and they always say, it's like, I just had a fear of public speaking.
See, I don't have a fear of public speaking. I've been a manager for so doggone long. Mm-hmm. All I do is public speaking. For me, my biggest thing is calming myself down. I'm a crazy fool 24/7, and I'm all over the place, and it's getting people to understand how crazy and how funny it can be. So it's calming myself down.
Well, once again, it's like trying to make that, like, funnle that energy into funness on the stage. And
exactly.
And it's hard. It's like, do you remember your first set?
Oh yeah. I was all over. I was like flying back and forth. I was talking real fast. It was all coming out super. I couldn't stop how fast it was coming out. Like that was the problem. It was just like spitting the words, and I got last, but I knew I rushed every single bit of it. And then each time I've just gotten progressively better, and yeah, I feel good now. Now I walk on the stage. I feel the crowd. I can see the smiles, the laughs. I get where they're, and I'm like, let's go. Yeah, and I don't ever want to let it go. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so like you said, you're comedian historian.
Yeah.
So how do you how do you justify calling yourself that?
Because ever since I was a kid, literally all I have ever done in my life is watch stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. Like, my mom is a humongous stand-up comedy fan. Mm-hmm. My dad's a humongous comic fan when he was alive. So, comic relief, the tapes, like, I used to listen to cassette tapes of Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Bill, all of them. My mom had cassette tapes. I listened to comic relief. I listened to Jeff Jam when it first came out. Every Apollo I watched every Friday night. Like, I didn't miss nothing. I know all the specials.
One of my favorite was the Bernie Mac. When he was the Def Jam, he's like, I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
He goes, all the great ones come from either Apollo or Def. They all went through, and I watched them all, like the Chris Tuckers. I remember watching them all. I remember anybody who was a comedian, I was fascinated. Even Sam Kinison, I love Sam Kinison. So many people do not know who Sam Kinison is. That guy was one of the craziest wild men there was in the times. Like, Rodney Dangerfield was funny for what he was. I loved a lot of the older ones, but it was Richard Pryor who changed it for me. I mean, he was just the nastiest, dirtiest, told you what it was, and then Eddie came and took it and just ran it even more, and it was just like, I was like, I'm all in. I am all in.
I mean, I had like Red Fox.
Yeah, I love Red Fox.
I remember that I forget which one it was, but I saw only one of his specials and I fell in love with him.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Probably one of the old ones from the 70s. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, my favorite comedian at the time was Damon Wayans. I was humongous Wayans Brother fans. I loved In Living Color, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, and Damon Wayans was my favorite, and that dude...
He has energy.
He was electric. Like, they said he was so great that he quit at 30 because he conquered the comedy game. Like, the stand-up, like, seriously, like, and I watched his specials. They're still quoting a special to now about the things he's saying because of the stuff that's going on with Kyrie and Charles Barkley. They're quoting him now, and I was like, see, Damon was on it, like, years ago. I mean, he has a line that to this day I can still remember to what he says to a T, because he's talking about he's like, I'm married, so I'm trying to spice up sex with my wife, and the kids are gone, so I put it on top of the refrigerator, all right, baby, and he runs back, and he's and I'm like, oh
shit, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, like it's just there, it's the physical plus the voices, and it was just amazing. So ever since then, I don't miss them. In the 90s, I watched them all. I watched all the great ones. I used to love Whoopi Goldberg, Simone. I mean, there's so many great comedians that have gone through the times and been there. I was a huge Seinfeld fan when he came around. I watched them all. They're all funny. They're all hilarious. I just love comedy.
How do you take, like, especially being, everyone, when you start out doing something, it's always mimicry, and then it's you find your own blend.
So I saw that. I was mixing, and then once I found my voice and how to say what I want to say or get it across, I've now become, it's me again. I'm like, it's me again.
How'd you mold your voice? Like, how do you feel like you started to find your voice?
Because I just started being myself up there and stopped being afraid of who I am. Like I said, I'm so much energy that I was always nervous of harnessing it. So now I just said, screw it. And a lot of times, especially when I'm hosting, I don't even write. I just go up on stage. And I just start riffing, and it's all the things I've been going through in my life and the daily stuff. Like, I deal with a lot of crazy stuff, so it's just in my normal life is wild. I hold a lot of it back because it would scare some shit that people I could deal with. Like,
what's so wild about your life?
So I run 3 smoke shops in downtown LA.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and it's 24/7. So I have a very, very distinct job. It's a smoke shop. It's 24/7. I go through robberies and this and that, and employee stealing and fights and this and that, and just every crazy scenario you can think of. I've seen it in retail. I've dealt with it. So I deal with that on a daily basis, and I deal with all the elements of downtown LA, the crack kids, the drug dealers, the everything. So it's like going into Hollywood and telling comedy, that's relaxing.
Like, shit, ain't no one gonna stop me here.
Exactly, no one's gonna come up here. I'm like at peace. I get to let off my aggressions.
Relax.
I find ways to entertaining ways to tell these stories. Like, that's the key to it. You got to find entertaining tells, and once you do, it's like, oh, it's electric. Then I'm like, oh, it's on now. Yeah, you've already accepted me. Oh, yes. It's on now. Yeah, yeah. And that's what I found. I'm like, oh, you accept me? Oh, it's on. It's on. Let's go.
Who do you say, like, who did you start molding your jokes at? Like, who are the comics that you look at the most?
Well, see, I told the way I was going up there was I was moving around like Chris Rock too much because he used to pace and I was doing that. Yeah. Yeah, and then I was trying to be as dirty as Pryor. But I'm a storyteller like Dave, and that's what I love about Dave. He's a storyteller. So for me, it was to find ways to still tell stories, but to now shrink down my long form. I was doing too much long form. Yeah. So now I've shrunken down the words. I still get my fun stories out. I still get to tell the story, but now I figured out ways to in between. And then another comedian told me a good thing. He goes, you always go for the home run. He's like, you got to jab him. And when I started finding the jabs, I was like, now I found the mix. It's the combo. Yeah. So it's all progressing. Like, I understand that, and that's all I wanted. I just want to keep learning every day, be new, be whatever. Like, if I fail, cool, I learned. Yeah. I keep going. Like, I've bombed a few times, and I'm like, woo! I sat there like, yeah! Woo, this felt good. I was like, lesson learned.
Yes, sometimes you bomb and you just start sweating.
Yeah. No, I love the one where I just stood there. I was like, oh, yeah.
You like make eye contact with somebody, and they're like,
they're just You're like, you can just feel the breath coming out. You're like, this is not going nowhere. I'm gonna get off this mic. I don't think very much.
I'm just whenever I bomb, it's like, all right, next joke it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At the beginning, I wouldn't pay attention, but now because I understand the crowd means so much more. To not have them involved, I get most comics go up there blind, and it's good because you just black out, but. You still got the crowd, and if they're not feeling you halfway through and you need to switch, like, you got to switch, right? Like, a great comic will do his thing, and he'll see if if it's not hitting, they'll instantly remix real fast and grab something, and that's what makes it so great. Like, the great ones know they can still catch you with a couple no matter what.
Like, a great comic like that is like Josh Spears.
Yeah, he's the Josh. I love watching him work. Trust me,
he's a great roller puncher.
Like him. And trust me, and. He's giving me a lot of advice. I respect that man very much. He's a dope comic. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, he's been around the game, and I've watched him do his thing, and I've watched him take a room that was nothing, bring it all the way up. I watched him hurt a room. I watched him do it all. Like, he is a master of working a room, and I'm like,
like a great boxer. He knows how to work the ring. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm gonna go over here. And then he's like, I'm gonna come back over here.
Yeah, he bounces, and that's I'm telling you, I take it from him a lot because he's masterful with that.
Yeah, he's masterful with that. He's one of my favorite my favorite artists.
Yeah, no, trust me, I appreciate watching him and watching him do his thing too, because he just his and you're like, yeah, and I watch other comics try to. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Do not walk up to that man. You were asking for an ass whooping.
I love trying. You got to go after Josh.
No, I agree. You got to be smart. But the ones that don't do it aren't smart. They like attack him, and I'm like, you gotta come at him smarter. Like, if you're gonna get him, you gotta cut him. And he goes, oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, that will get the respect out of him. He'll be like, oh, you cut me. Oh, impressive.
He respects the game.
He'll respect the cut. He'll be like. And he'll look at you and be like, I'll get you one back. But
he'll get you back.
But he'll look at you and go, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah.
I'll get you back. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. You won't know, but I respect it. That's what I respect him on. So I got nothing wrong about it. Yeah. You see a lot of range. I respect anybody who can get on the stage and want to be about it. I respect it. But I also feel like if you're going to be about it, then go out there and give it every damn thing you got. You only got 5 minutes. Yeah. Who cares? Give it everything. Like, just go out there and put it all on the stage. Because you can walk on and be like, man, that's not... Yeah, but at least I did it all I wanted to do. And no one can say nothing to you. You go up there and half-ass it, you can be like, damn, I should have did this. I could have done this.
Yeah.
And then you'll be mad at yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's how it is when you first start. Like, I remember when I first started, like, you say something, and then you stumble, and then you fuck up, and then, like, you say something, and it's a good set, but like, oh, that was a really good set, but I forgot this one piece that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, so but it takes time.
It takes time, yeah.
And it takes growth, and the growth, it's very fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
because one of my other Ross, he came here and he told me really, really great advice. Comedy is the only art form where they see you pushing up the mountain. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where everything else is like you go up the mountain, you go on the journey. Yeah. You know, music, sports. You know what I mean? You go and you work out in the gym, you go and work out in the studio, and then you come back and you bring the treasure down the mountain.
I get you.
Whereas in comedy, Oh.
Yeah, the practice. But it kind of is a respect factor because if they watch you start out and they see how you were and they see where some of the jokes you did, and then when they see the maturity come, like it's like, like I love watching it and just some of the comedians I've gotten to know and to watch them. Like last night we were at Sunset again, and there was like it was a good amount of real good vet comedians, and I see that I'm like, oh, so it gets cold. All the ones that play comedian go away, and the real comedians are still out trying to do it. So. The ones that I've seen throughout the summer, their sets are just tighter and tighter, and and I'm like, woo! I can see the progression, and I'm like, they're just getting better and better, and you see it, and you're like, all right. You so like in a year, you're like, okay, people gonna be some places. I like this. So that's what I love. You can see when you can see the other comedians, it's amazing. So I know when the people see it, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. There's always a joke before COVID. There was always the New Year's comedians. Yeah, I mean before COVID, it was the New Year's comedian because the first January and February. Though it's always packed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's just like a gym. It's the same deal.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Comedy is like a whole bunch of comics come back January, December, February. Like around this time, it's like, oh, I don't know, I should just give it another chance. New Year's resolution, and that happens a lot of times. And it's interesting to see. You see some people for like a month or two, and then they fade away, and you never see them again. And some people they come back, and they come go. And it's ebbs and flows. Because there's different types of comedians, different types of people. I mean, here in LA, it's also so huge. It's easy to get lost.
Oh, this is a different war because it's just not comedians. You got the actors. You have like 4 levels: the models, the actors, the comedians. It's like so we're all grouped together, and it's like it's
improv.
Improv. You got it all. I actually, one comedian gave that I like a lot too. She told me I should do an improv class, and I was like, I might do that.
Improv classes are really good. I did one in college. It's fun.
I did drama back in the days, and I've done that stuff, so I understand the aspects and that. And I think improv would help. I definitely will. Because I mean, one of my favorite comedians of all time is Robin Williams, and that I mean, to me, I've never seen a comedian take over a stage and an audience like that man. Like that, no one has control of more people than that man. Like that man, like other comedians just step there and go like this too. Like, damn, go ahead, do your thing. Oh, damn. That's what he was another level. Yeah. To me, no one could touch him.
I like you said, you're a fan of I love comedy too. Like I find it weird how comics go to mics and don't laugh.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like I'm there to laugh. Like if you're funny,
I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna die laughing.
Even if I don't laugh, I'll even say you hear me say I'll give him a clap.
Yeah.
And I'll even say oh that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'll verbally say that that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because I like to hear it, and I hate how a lot of folks are just.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, why are you in comedy if you don't like comedy?
Yeah.
That's like the people that play football that don't like football. Like, first off, I get that. We're comics. We don't get paid. What are you doing this for? Like, wait a second. That's an oxymoron. I can't understand. If all of us were getting $5,000 checks and we were all chilling and we had, okay, cool.
Whatever.
Cool. I'd understand. Screw it for the money. But none of us are getting paid. So what are you mad about? You should be here laughing.
Salty. Every one of them's fucking salty. Well, I hate it. That's the only thing I hate about like some comics is that because I'm always at the I try and sit in the front.
Oh, okay.
Because you know what? Fuck sitting all in the back. Yeah. I hate motherfuckers like, bro, this ain't school, bro. No one's gonna fucking.
I never understand it. It's like because the comedians never were cool in school, so they all want to sit in the back now. Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Because comics are cool. Every comic is like.
I guess it's a mixed bag. I feel like 20% were cool and then 80% were the awkward kids that were learning everything. So
I'm more in the middle.
I feel like I was in the middle too. Like but I played sports and did other things, so like my interests were all over the place. So
same.
Yeah, so like I don't know, but I get it. I get there was some people that are very, and I've listened to some of these comics that got bullied, and I get that, and I understand, and I get that. But it's like you don't have to sit in the back, man. You can be a part of the audience. You can be a fan too. I'm a fan of lots of people. There's a couple comedians I'm a super fan of, and I'm like, yo. Watch that fool.
Like Mike Sasson.
Yeah, like
Mike Sasson. I was he's if he don't blow, I don't know. I've lost all faith.
There's a few of them that I've seen. I'm like, damn, I see why they're good or why they get around. And I love Cole Meyer. I think that kid Cole Meyer is. I think he is like Andrew Dice Clay reborn, but a baby face. Seriously, like he gets the first time I was like, yo, this kid is wicked. And then every time because he's so disarming of his face, and then he just goes wild, and you're like. Okay.
It's the innocent schoolboy.
Yeah, it's the innocent schoolboy. I told you, he looks like Justin Bieber. And he comes in there and just spin. You're like, oh my god.
Like the motherfucker's got whips and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That BDM shit.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, there's quite a few of them I like. I mean, I've seen a bunch of them. And then, you know, I've met a few of the ones that are around the game that are doing good. And I just try to talk to them and ask them, you know, just... I love talking shop. I love talking shop. And anyone that wants to talk shop, I love talking shop. Because that's fun. Like, that's part of the whole deal. Like, if you don't want to talk shop, then I don't know why we're doing this.
Yeah, like, I try and talk to everyone at the mics, especially when you're in the box shows. Like, who you is?
Yeah.
Or what's your Instagram? Yeah. I mean, because, like, that's all it is. It's just about networking.
It's networking.
Because, like, especially here, like, I've been on a few people that I know. I've been on their shows. I've been on their podcasts. I've had people on my... And this is the thing is about, like, here's just about growing our own network, growing each other. And, like, I've never been... as a kid, it was hard for me to understand jealousy until I got older. And I realized I'm jealous because I want to be in that position, too. Exactly. But you know what? I have to understand, put my jealousy aside and you know, be supportive. And, you know, you're from LA, right? Mm-hmm. And you're Hispanic, right?
Well, I am not.
You just out in the sun all day.
I am Irish and black.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's very
nice. My dad is Irish and my mom is black. So,
okay.
Born and raised in LA. Yeah, I know. I look Latino. That's literally my joke, man. That's literally my joke. That is one of my jokes. Yeah.
But you live in LA. Have you ever heard the term like Mexicans' worst enemy is another Mexican?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Oh no. Look, don't get me wrong. Like I grew up black. Like anybody, I mean, I'm light as hell, but I grew up on 54th and 9th Ave. I got a black mom. I got my family's black. So I grew up black. So that's the way it is. And then I'm married Hispanic. My wife is Mexican, born and raised in LA, and so my kids are, you know, white, black, and Mexican. So but then I was like,
flag.
Yeah, exactly, they're flag. So for the next, I was married for 17 years, but for 20 years together, for the next 20 years, I basically lived like a Latino. Because I was in like the Eagle Rock area. They're true Mexicans, born in Mexico, came over here. Yeah. So like, I got the love.
It's great.
Yeah. It's, to me, what trips me out is black and brown are so similar, and yet they put us against each other that we just don't realize it. But they're so freaking similar. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, it is true. Your own worst enemy is your own worst. We be bitching about the light skin, the dark skin. We're all the same. Yeah. We're all the damn same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm more about like we just got to support each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And like it was talking about like even women like all women comments hate other women comments. I was like, no, maybe sometimes they just don't click.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not all male comics like all male comics. You know what I mean? So
I've noticed the race thing will play into the male comics way because there's the group of races, and I was like, you have to like you see that I'm like, okay.
Yeah, folks, you see it a lot, especially the Baka show.
Oh yeah.
But like I'm trying to like when I'm
always mixing, but I can see that how certain ones feel sometimes because it's like okay, but I mean it's LA. You guys have to get used to the big melting pot. It's gonna be a mixture of people.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Like I go to black rooms, I go to white rooms, I go to Mexican rooms, and like I do different sets for every room.
Yeah.
Because you can't be the same everywhere.
I get you. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have one set that does play in every room, and it's worked. So I've done it. It's worked because I was like the only way that I'm ever gonna grow is if this set has to play in all rooms. So I've tried it in a white room, I've tried it in a black room, and it's working. I'm like, all right. For me, it was like the white room because I might look this like, but I speak and talk and I'm ethnic and so when I get into a white room, they'd be like, man, what is B trying to be? So if they don't feel me, then I lost. But I've done flappers and had them. I've done a couple of white ha-ha room comedy rooms and killed them. So it's like, they do like me.
I thought ha-ha was a little bit more. It was not that white.
It was all white when I was there. They had all the comics were white. All the guests were white. There was one black, one Hispanic dude.
Okay.
And then the whole room was white.
I feel like Chateau's whiter than
it is Chateau's, but every time I've been there with Bacchus in mixed rooms, I gotta go one time when it's not like that, so I can see how it is.
Yeah. I feel like because like I ain't gonna lie, like haha is so 90s.
It is.
It's like the carpet, the whole room.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it just reminds me of like the old 90s.
Yeah,
like
it does.
you would see Seinfeld right there.
Yeah, no, exactly. I get you. But that's what they say. Like I like it because it's a classic comedy room. I like the classic comedy room.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The thing I like the Chateau, it just looks so pretty.
Yeah, I give you that. Yeah.
It's pretty. Yeah. I do like how pretty it is, but the haha it just feels right. Like how I feel like the walls.
The walls, yeah. I love the brick wall, the way it's set up. Yeah,
brick wall. I feel like the ceiling's super low too.
No, it is. It has like a low ceiling, so it brings your focus into the comic who's right there. Yeah. Instead of having like a high wall where you're like everything's looking up. So I get that.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't like about the chateau. I'm comparing them because they're so right next to each other. Yeah. Like, because the chateau is just it's so big.
It's wide.
And like the way your voice echoes, it's kind of like. I like the Felix room is a little better, but it can be a little cramped.
It's a little cramped. It's a little tight, but it does. If you're killed in there,
it's great.
Good. Yeah, it's good in there. So I like that room too, but it is like you're on that stage. I was like, damn, this was.
I mean, like it's cool. It's cool. Like I find like the outdoor mics are also fun, but the thing is like with the challenges, it's just the
very challenging.
Like Sunset because they're right there on Sunset and Broward,
you're fighting against some of the
fucking motorcycles.
Exactly, the paramedics, whatever else is driving by. But what I love about Sunset is like I tell Baca, you go into that one room and you might be indoors, but you're not the center of attention. You got this like U shape and you're in the middle of it, so you're not grabbing everybody. When you're outside. You're all facing the one stage, so you're gonna be the center of attention. So if you kill, and it vibrates outside. So that's what I like more. And it's harder to kill in that smaller room because more people are not paying attention. I've watched more people not pay attention in that room than any other room. Mm-hmm. And then at other bars and places I've gone to, it's just wherever the focus is. That's the key.
Yeah, like you go to some open mics at bars.
Those are wild. Those are wild
because you gotta grab the attention of the bar.
Yep.
And like there's talking to, so you gotta like talk a little louder, and then you like gotta get them, and then you just hear yourself. And then there's like that one instance where everyone's quiet and they listen to you, and you hear yourself be loud. You're like, oh shit, I should turn it up. Exactly. Like fucking, I'm this loud already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that awkward silence when you miss your word or you let it be quiet too. You're like, oh shit, I should have said something, my man.
Yeah, it's like I have to.
It's like 3 seconds of quiet. It feels like an hour. You're like, damn. Yeah, we did the Seven Kingdoms on Halloween. That was ridiculous.
I heard that was a good night.
It was fun, but it was like by like 9:30, all the crowd guests came in for their private party, so it was like this huge crowd of people, which you would think would be dope, but they're not paying attention, so they're just being loud and talkative. Yeah. So it's like background noise as people are trying to do jokes.
I like that place. It's really cool.
Fun. It's cool.
But the thing is, I just hate how like where the seat is, like that's like where the stage should be.
It makes no sense because the bathroom's on the side, so anyone has to keep walking through the set. I was like, yo, this is a little wild the way you set it up. Yeah. Like, unless you have it just strictly for comics and people know it's a comic stuff, it's a hard place to really.
That place is a little hard because I done it before when he first did it. And it's a cool place. I love the place. The food's kind of shitty.
Yeah. Both those places are not good food.
No. They have good. Sunset has good fries.
I'll give you fries. Yeah, but you fries. We got problems.
It's better than the lounge, bro. Remember the
yeah. Oh yeah.
The thing I hate about that place, it's like $16-17 for guacamole. And I was like, what the fuck? And I watched the motherfucker come in because I was one of the first ones there when we first started doing it. And the motherfucker comes in with store-bought guacamole. I was like, y'all motherfuckers pay $70 for store-bought guacamole?
Yeah, that's how they get you. I was bitching at my girl because the other day, I don't know if it was a bad day, but up at the rooftop, we ordered onion rings. It was $8. They gave us 8 onion rings. I was like, how much you pay for this? She's like $7. I was like, don't order this ever again, please. I was like, we're not paying $1. This is crazy. I was about to say, I just let it go. I was like, whatever. It's part of the deal.
I was like, what was it? Saints and Sinners. You've been the Saints and Sinners. Mm-hmm. They had alright food, but the bartender, she was horrible.
Yeah, well, every place is gonna have some unique thing, man.
Something's bad as us.
Yeah, it's gonna be the deal. But I mean, if I'm there, just give me the mic. Let's go. Just give me the mic. How much I got? Let's go. That's what I like about it. But yeah, man,
So what finally gave you like the courage to go on stage? Like, what was the catalyst?
I finally got in my head to stop talking about it and just do it. For my boy's 40th birthday, he wanted to have a roast, right? Okay. So, of course, I wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and everybody else was scared. So I started the whole night off. I started the whole night off, and I just went up there and just killed. And I killed in front of family and friends. And I was like, all right, that should have been enough for you right there. That's what you know that it's time to go. And then it took a little longer, but I finally went. And now I'm never going to let it go.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, everybody asks me, I tell them the same thing. I want a tour, and I want to be on HBO or whatever.
Netflix whatever.
I don't care.
So that's your dream.
Yeah, I want a special. I want a tour. I'm old school. I told you, I'm a historian.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I want to hit the street. I want to go to places. I want to do that, man.
I get you.
Yeah, that's that comic life. I want to try it. I want to see how it is.
Here's the piece of advice that I've got and I've started doing myself is like, just book a vacation, and when you go on vacation,
just hit mics.
Hit mics.
Yeah.
So I've done that. I've done that in San Diego.
Nice.
I've done that in New Orleans. I did it in New York. So I'm starting. Start branching out to Arizona soon.
Yeah, I see you.
Nevada. So it's just about like meeting people.
Yeah.
And like just making friendships and just talking to people. Like I met a friend of mine from San Diego, Raj. And then he introduced me to put me on his show in Long Beach.
Nice. Okay.
So that was like, okay, cool. He's like, hey man, I'm going to do a show in Long Beach. You know, you down to come through? And I was like, bet, come through. You know, I done another show in Orange County. So I mean, there's so many other places around here.
I get you. Yeah, I'm with you. So that's all I'm trying to do. Yeah, that's the goal. I hear you. I agree.
I think honestly, to plan a tour, it takes 2 years.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah, like I know that's the goal. For me, it's like getting my material right. I feel like obviously me filming a special could happen before a tour because I could put together 30.
Easy.
Yeah, I already have 20 to 25 I know. I just got to tighten and I can do 30. Yeah. So I know I can set that
You
up.
can even make it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You can pay a place to rent it out.
I've had a couple of comics school me on that one, so I've always been appreciative. So for me, it's just a build-up. So for me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get myself right, and when I feel ready, get the money,
Because I thought about it too, because I thought about if I were to do a tour, I thought of one tour that I would do would be start in Santa Monica and end in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So I do the Route 66.
See, for me, I to keep mine the most basic and simple because I'm from LA, because I have family in Oakland and San Francisco. Mine is Beta LA.
Beta LA.
Beta LA. I lived in Fresno for 2 years.
Okay.
So I was gonna do like LA and then up and then hit the Valley, hit like Bakersfield, hit like Fresno, hit all those places, and then all the way up to the Bay and then into the Bay.
The thing is like. Because, I thought about, like, if I were to film a special, too, have you ever been to the Mine Theater in downtown LA?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I would film it.
See, I have a little history. So my grandfather, my actual biological grandfather, was a radio DJ in the 50s and 60s.
That's cool.
A real radio DJ, like a big-time radio DJ back in the days, and had his own record store, and actually was DJing and making mixtapes back in the days for records for soul and funk.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, literally on this level. So he... at one point, made a record. He made a record with the Pips. Yeah, trust me. My grandfather, Rudy Harvey, is Rudy Harvey and the Pips, and he is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Oh shit! Yeah, man. We got living legend. Yeah, we got living legend blood.
Well, basically, he performed at the Hollywood Palladium. Okay. So to me, there is no greater honor than to step on the same stage as my grandfather and be the one to tell jokes and talk about family, and that's where I want to be. So whatever it takes for me to get there. Yeah. I know that's where I'm gonna be because to me it's more than just it's like a family thing. It's like something of respect to my grandfather. Even though it didn't go great, he was amazing for 10 years. Alcohol destroyed it all. Life, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But it's an honor, and I gotta step on that. So that's me. I gotta step on that stage. To me, it's the culmination.
Have you been to this? Have you been there?
I have, but I got to be on that mic on that stage is a different feeling. That's a different one.
That's different. It's different when you're on stage. If you're looking on stage,
yeah, exactly.
The lights are a lot brighter.
Yeah, it's a respect to him and also to his mother, my great grandmother, who outlived him, and we call Grandma Speedy crazy black woman from Jackson, Mississippi. Look, I understand she went through a lot, but I was the lightest kid in the family, so I got messed with a lot.
I bet.
So for me, it's a little bit of a hey, Grandma. Look who's on stage, the white boy. And that's the moment. That's it. I'm good. And then everything else, there's nothing else.
That reminds me of George Lopez.
Yeah, with his mom, his grandma. With his grandma,
you think he's going to end up on the street?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, that's right. On the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's right.
I think that shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing. Like I was thinking of like when I said earlier about like Mexicans worst enemies is another Mexican.
Exactly.
And it's like we have all this negativity around this, and like all these people, it's like you shouldn't do this. You should do this instead. But like the saying like the great not the grave but the where they put the graves cemetery is the richest place.
Oh, of course,
because that's where ideas go to die.
Of course.
I mean, so it's like so much ambition. So many people's like other people give you or take your ambition away when they don't have any of themselves.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's stop listening to other people.
Yeah,
you know what to do. The answers are within you. Listen to your voice. Stick forward. Are you hurting anybody? No. Are you causing any harm? No. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Who's stopping you?
Honestly, yourself.
Yeah, yourself.
Yeah.
And the biggest words I hear, I mean, it might sound cliche, but I mean, Nipsey said it the best. Life is a marathon. It ain't a sprint, baby. You gotta understand ebbs and flows and keep going. And what did he say? You know why he made it? Because he didn't give up.
Amen.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many rappers.
Yeah.
So many comedians. I mean, actors. I mean, I have a saying I always like to say is a lot of folks going to be 25 with 25 million in the bank and 25 million followers.
Yep.
Ain't no such thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not what life's about. Most folks don't accumulate success, wealth, until like their 30s or 40s. Mm-hmm. That's on average. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everyone wants to be like on Instagram flexing for the gram. I'm like, bro, that's not what life's about. Like,
it's not.
If people who are really successful, they're not always posted on their gram.
They never post.
They're fucking working.
They're doing shit.
Yeah, man.
They'll let you know weeks later what they were doing. Hey, yeah. I was here, I was there, then and they're already doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no need to brag when you have it.
There's no point. I'm doing this. Oh, here, let me remind you where I was and what I was doing. But I'm going to keep it pushing.
Yeah, because there's no reason to, flaunt. Because remember, I was with all these rappers who are dying, a lot of them is just because they're flaunting.
Oh, of course.
Because, it was PB Rock?
Yeah, PB Rock. Yeah, PB Rock.
Yeah, he was...
well, yeah, you're going to the worst Roscoe's in the worst part of the hood that is, on the intersection of two major L.A. gangs, and you're there solo. What are you doing?
No security, and you got all your jewelry.
Yeah, and they said the guy that got him was the one that they saw him come in the parking lot. So he saw him as he came in, and they left and then doubled back.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even that they saw him on the ground.
It was just because randomly he rode in with jewelry. They saw he had no security, and it was a father and son that saw. They drove off, doubled back.
A father and son?
Yeah, 18-year-old son went in there and said, give up the chain.
Damn, that's some...
Yeah.
That's some fucking goonery.
Yeah, exactly. But it's why are you putting yourself in that situation? You have $100,000 on your neck, $50,000 on your neck. People ain't got $2 in their pocket.
No.
You flaunting worlds to them.
Yeah. I mean, look at the way you're dressed. Look at the way I dress. When I go up stage, the only thing I got nice on is my hat and my jacket. Shoes.
Shoes.
You know what I mean? I see you guys your shoes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Don't, I think it was Ice Cube. He's like, if you look back, a whole bunch of LA rappers, they don't wear jewelry. It's kind of an East Coast thing. Most people, there was a guy a few weeks ago, it was on Channel 7 News. Someone ran up on him on his car and tried to rob him in his car, and he ended up running the dude over.
Oh, of course. In one of my smoke shops, it's on the news, so I'm not telling anything that's not. I have a place called Cream. It's an exotic smoke shop, right? It's open 24/7. 2 dudes, big old chains, rolled in my store. 3 kids saw them, rolled. Hey, what's up with your chains? No. Talking shit, blah, 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 blah. Their guy outside sees the kids trying to talk to him. Boom, boom, starts airing it out on them. Because if he didn't, they were going to air it out in my store and start shooting up the store for their chains. Yeah. They start running, shooting back. Clipped the valet guy. And then they caught him. But it was just...
It's just wild.
It's wild.
I mean, but then people's like, oh, LA's not safe.
No. See, I'm born and raised here, and I've been here before the internet, and people need to understand, LA hasn't changed.
It hasn't.
The people that are here have changed, but it's still the same city. Yeah. And the only thing that's changed is people's perspective on what they see. Now, it's still the same. When I was around, it was crackheads running around and heroin addicts and doing all kinds of crazy shit. It was great. It was beautiful. LA was still dope, but it was that element. Now you got fentanyl, and they switch it up. But it's still the same element. People think it's Hollywood and surfers. Now
Beverly Hills,
Malibu. No, it's hard working.
Yeah.
Bust your ass, get grinding, LA folks that make this city, and then there's the glam and the glitz that go with it. The beauty of it is there's never a day where there's nothing going on. So all the people that work hard, we always got an outlet to go to on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday. Yeah. And that's what we do. We work hard, we play hard. That's like LA's motto. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah,
and true LA is work hard, play hard. That's what we do, and that's why it's this way. And people come in going, "Oh, I just want to play hard." No, you gotta work hard.
You do. You have to grind because LA is the unforgiving city.
It is. It's super unforgiving.
Yeah, because if you fuck up, they're gonna let you know.
I sadly, just to tell you a story. So I had a girl. She was sitting on the side road. She's like, "I hate it here. These people are the worst. They just keep walking by me. I just don't know what to do." I'm like, "Yeah, sweetheart. Welcome to LA.
No one gives a fuck.
No one cares. You put yourself there." like, I got a whole lot going on. Are you gonna come help me? No. I'm sorry, but this is the city of people where we all trying to do good for each other. If you were getting knocked out, we'd all help you. But you sitting on the side of the road crying. Well, she's sitting on the side of the road crying. You're just crying. We're not gonna let no harm come to you.
Yeah.
You just crying, sweetheart.
Yeah.
You got slapped with reality. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to the real world.
I mean, that's the thing about LA. Like, no matter what, we're just gonna walk past you.
We are.
We're gonna walk past you.
Because we have a lot of things going on in our own head.
It's like, no, our own head. We got shit to do.
Yeah.
It's like I got appointments to make. I got fucking business shit to do.
If I'm not doing 7 things in a day, I feel like I'm bored. I'm like, damn.
What the fuck, man?
What is going on?
It's like you start cleaning shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You start cleaning your neighbor's house. It's like, hey,
I'm trimming trees.
My grandpa's the same way. He's like outside. He's like fucking building shit. I was like, what is he building? I don't know.
Oh, he's just bored.
He's just bored. He's just fucking doing. He's like gardening and shit.
We're born to bust our ass, work hard, and then when we know it's our play date, we're gonna play hard. Yeah. And that's what we do.
It's fun. Like there's always something to do in LA.
Yeah.
Always, even during COVID. Like,
yeah, there was always something. Man, you know how many family get-togethers or like groups of friends just hung out during COVID? We had more fun going places during COVID than ever because everyone was so terrified. So it was just like dope groups going everywhere.
Me and my friends, we were hiking a lot during COVID, but we were just smoking and drinking. We had like a boombox with us. Yeah, we were just fucking going stupid.
I took more trips during COVID than ever. Because everyone was, I was like, man, the whole world's open right now.
Yeah, just go. They know where to be.
There's nowhere to be.
Well, we got slapped with reality back hard with this fucking traffic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. LA went right back to the back.
I feel like it got worse.
It did. I feel like it did. I'm agreeing. I feel like people forgot what it was like to drive or forgot what it was like to be out and about. So now it's just freaking nuts. Yeah, I agree. It's gotten worse. Yeah, we had a year and a half of like the most greatest no traffic ever, and then we have like Carmageddon every day, like every time. I'm like, what? Where are you guys going? It's 11 o'clock at night. Where are we going?
Who is out here? It's like, it's 11 o'clock. It's like 4 a.m. It's like, what the fuck? Where is... Who are you?
Are you the NPCs they've been warning me about? Who is these people?
Who are you? Who is ya?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the schedule... I don't know what it... But I agree. Every time, especially leaving Hollywood, I'm like... Where are you coming from?
This is why we have no parking.
Exactly.
Like, the reason why we can't find no parking is because motherfuckers are driving.
Exactly.
It's perpetually driving. If you see nobody on an LA street, you may be dead. Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's very true. Now, there are some times if you want to go downtown LA and see nobody in the street, just go for it. You see the zombies walking around.
Oh, those fucking homeless. I ain't gonna lie, those.
They don't scare you, man. It's The Walking Dead down there sometimes. I'm very close to Skid Row, so like they're pretty much my customers. So I don't have like, there's no fear in me because they almost spend more money than the actual ones that act like they don't. They will. Like they will drop hundreds and 20s because they need their vice, cigarettes, and they need it. So they're pretty usually good. It's only when they're like towards the end of the month or they don't have their fig, that's when they start getting agitated out there. Other than that, they're the most calm people living their little lives out there, enjoying the world, man. They seem so unbothered, it's not even funny. That's what I tell everybody. I was like, I need that crackhead love. They seem so happy. Why can't I have that love?
No, you can't. You can't. It's just because that love is pavement love.
Exactly. No.
It's hard because like. You heard my joke about like my father taking me down Skid Row. Yeah. So it's like I've been there when it was like not as bad as now, but it feels like it's kind of worse.
Oh, it's not even worse. It's beyond. So I used to, when I worked with Foot Locker back in the days in 98, 99, we used to go to the Jordan Mission. It's right there in Skid Row, and we would give away shoes to kids because that's what Foot Locker would do. So they would bring us down there, and we would put kids' shoes on. And Skid Row was like a 2-block radius. Yeah. Skid Row is now 8 blocks. Yeah. And it's its own law, its own community. Yeah. And trust me, they don't follow any sort of laws in America. That is Skid Row.
It is segregated. It's its own nation.
Yeah. You get socked, no one's coming for you. You better run because they're gonna strip you, and then you'll next year just be naked. Like they don't play. Like I've never seen so many corner places selling so much wild stuff. It's like, man, just walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you want, they have it there.
Basically, and that's why I feel like people need to understand the people down there are given food, clothes, drugs, needles. Yeah. I mean, they're given everything. Why would they leave? Yeah. They have their own bartering. They do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. They don't pay rent?
They don't pay rent. The government's still giving them money. It's like...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of like... I'm disgusted of like what we do for homeless.
Oh, yeah. It's a little crazy.
It's almost to the point where it's too much.
It is because... they don't want to do the housing thing because housing turns into projects, turns into that thing again, right? But instead, they just want to give them more supplies than they can handle. It's like, well, you're not eliminating. You're basically telling them, cool, enjoy the streets. We'll keep you going.
Yeah, that's the thing that's hard about like living here in LA. Is like, I understand that we need to have like services for them. We need to have them help. But, you know, these people want to live on the streets. A lot of these... There's like,
they asked to live on the streets. I have, sadly, my ex-family member chooses to be on the street. He enjoys the life.
Yeah.
Perfectly good family. Will take care of him, but he likes... When the Occupy started, he ran to it. He ran to it. So it's like, they actually want this. This is their choice.
Yeah, and, you know, and people's like, oh, how can you say it's their choice? Don't choose to be homeless. I'm like... Yeah, some do.
Now, some don't.
I'm not saying all of them,
but some truly do.
Some truly. And then when you see some of the houses, I was like in Los Feliz. There's one place 2 stories.
Yeah, they got mansions.
Yeah, 2 stories. He had like 2 TVs, like 60-inch TVs. He had a grill. I was like, motherfucker has a bigger TV than me. He's got a grill. I'm not even allowed to have a grill. Like the fuck?
Yeah, I know I can't even grill my outside. This dude's just cooking stuff.
Yeah, like the fuck, man.
Yeah, they do. I don't see it changing. Newsom, that's Newsom, man. That's his San Francisco rule. He's still the governor. He ain't letting that homelessness go away. Look, I grew up here. Homelessness has always been here. They used to bring people from other cities.
They still do.
And they still do, and drop them off. And Santa Monica used to be worse.
Yeah.
What basically happened is instead of them just all hanging out by the beach, they just keep more inland now. Yeah. They just started moving inland.
It's starting to get, like, even in the Inland Empire now.
Yeah, now they're really moving.
Because that's where I grew up. I grew up in Diamond Bar.
Okay.
So, like, I grew up in that area. So, like, even, like, I moved, it was, like, 4 years before COVID, like there was a homeless man in the park, and I was like, I've never seen a homeless man out here before.
There you go. See, that's how far they're getting out now.
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up. I mean, my mom worked in Santa Monica, so like 90% of the homeless were Venice Beach, Santa Monica. You knew who they were. They're just quiet. They didn't bother people. It's not nowadays ones. It's a different world nowadays.
Different breed.
Yeah. They would just stand there. They would have their hat. They would say thank you or have a little sign. Most didn't bother. There'd be the occasional crazy one, but 90% of them did not bother you. Because 90% of them were old war veterans that were just trying to live their life and go about life. These are different people now.
These a lot of them just people who honestly just need help.
Yeah.
Need medication.
A lot of medication. Well, that's the other scary thing they don't want to tell you about is the psych ward will drop them off in Skid Row.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because what happens is they get there are a whole bunch of folks from like the Midwest.
Yeah.
Southeast, they bring them out here. It's like, oh, your insurance covers it, and then 6 months later, their insurance runs out, and they kick them the fuck out.
They drop them right off.
And there's a whole bunch of people who are just like, what the fuck? Like they're out here for treatment. They thought this and that, and then they don't tell the parents, don't tell the family members, don't tell any relatives. Yeah. And then these people are just like, and then that's just what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, it's not ugly. It's ugly. It's very ugly.
It's just sad.
It's sad. It's sad, but you know, it's gonna take big change, and you know, people don't want to think about things like that.
They don't. I mean, it's
you know what's crazy, right? I watch a lot of stuff, and I try to keep myself informed. California is the 4th richest country, not state, country in the world. It goes United States, China, Japan, California, then Germany, then Brazil.
Well, look at what we have. We have technology.
Exactly. So how are we the 4th richest country and we can't solve any problem?
No.
Like, no kids are going to school for free.
No.
We're not all on health care. Like, we don't have nothing.
Our roads are shitty.
Yeah, we have the worst roads. We just have money. Like, what are we doing with it?
Just blowing it on
bullshit. They could shoot out a couple million in the streets and it wouldn't affect anybody. Like, just do something, folks.
No. I mean, like, it's disgusting to see how all this stuff is just, like, evolved. And, like, you know, growing up here, you've seen how it's, like, not evolved, but devolved.
Oh, well, some places have evolved. Like, I will admit, like, so downtown LA was like a wasteland. To watch that grow is beautiful.
It's better.
Yeah, it's like, an actual city. Things I dreamed about. Like, when I was a kid, like, look at New York. I wish LA was like New York. And now I look at it and I'm like, come on, little New York. I got everything I asked for. It's dope. And then the rest of the areas, like the West Side's gotten better. Yeah. And then areas that I know that were very gang infested have gotten changed. Yeah. For me, I love the food. I love the cultures that get brought, and I love they honor the old school ways. Like, people are coming in and they are making changes to the neighborhood, but they're not destroying anything. They're actually revising things and then just putting their own little touch on it. Like, look, if you want to get on it, get in on it. Join them. Like, I love all this new community stuff and bringing back the communities, and your little town has everything you need, a farmer's market, of this, of that. That's what it's about. That's what it's supposed to be about. You're not supposed to be trying to go everywhere. Yeah. So I love that.
I do feel like LA is not, we've started to become a little bit more community based.
Yeah, it's really starting to turn into community based.
Because like I remember even as kids, like you don't go to other neighborhoods.
Yeah, no.
You don't go with that neighborhood.
Yeah, you stayed in your own. Yeah. And then it went away, and then everyone was going everywhere, and then it's like it kind of got back to it. It's like people now are getting back to it.
Do you feel like gentrification has helped that a little bit? Or?
A little. Look, don't get me wrong. It's not the greatest thing, but it's just if people really want us like complain and moan, like let's do some history, folks. Like early 1900s in California, all the white people lived where all the black people are now. Yeah. In Ladera Heights and the Crenshaw district, that was all white folks. Dorsey was white. Crenshaw was white.
Watts.
Yeah, Watts was white. I know. I'm sorry. I'm a little older. I got parents that told me a lot of stories. I watched it. So that was a white neighborhood. My family was so proud to move into Ladera Heights and have a house in the 50s when they were rich with the white folks. Then the white folks moved out. Yeah, just like every area. The true East LA is Lincoln Heights. Not where East LA is. It's Lincoln Heights. But they like to
Boyle Heights.
Boyle Heights. That's East LA. That's the true East LA. That's the bridge coming over. So basically what it is, the white people left, and now they're just coming back to the areas they left. You know why? Because LA has grown and everybody's gone out, right? But I never wanted to leave the city. I never wanted to go to the IE or do. I always want to stay in. I love LA, and now a lot of people that love LA are starting to realize that too. They're like, wait, I don't want to go to the IE. They want to stay in the city. So now Lincoln Heights, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Cypress Park, all these places that were Asian, Hispanic, Black. Now all of them are moving in there because that's the rich areas. I wouldn't be shocked if the hood got some white people back in it soon.
I ain't gonna lie. It's when I first moved back to LA after college, I moved into Highland Park.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's where I lived for. I lived there for about a good 10, 15 years.
Nice. I used to live on Figueroa and 55th.
I was on 52nd and Figueroa.
Okay, right there. They had the best burrito right there. Aztecas?
Yes.
Aztecas. I love fucking Aztecas.
All that food around there. Oh my God.
I love that place. Yeah. It's so great. But one thing I did, because I was dating a white girl at the time, so we were living together, and what I did is I brought my grandma over.
Oh, okay.
So I brought my grandma over, and I made sure to walk her through the place, and she came, and like all the ladies said, like, oh, ¿cómo están? ¿Por qué están aquí? Like, oh, mi mijo se vive aquí. I was like, after that, all the fellas like, oh, mijo. I made sure, man, because I'm light skinned, so I gotta make sure I don't look. I gotta make sure I don't get taken care of. You know what I mean? Because I think if anything's gonna happen, my neighbor's gonna be the first one to take care of me.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, but I love Highland Park. I love it. I love what they did. I think it's great. It was coming. It wasn't the neighborhood wasn't as nice, and for years, I mean, no one wants to talk about it. The Avenues ran the shit out of that neighborhood. They had to bring the FBI in to shut them fools down.
They're still around.
They're still crazy, but they're not what they used to be. No. Like they were like the terror of that neighborhood. Yeah. So the fact that the gang has gone down and that people are coming back and you're outside and you're walking dogs, like come on, folks, that's good stuff.
Yes.
Like. Okay, they're bringing some food you might not like. At least try it.
I have, and it's not that good.
You ever try? Oh, I'm trying to think of the place of it. Oh, I can't think of it. It's a taco place right there. It's a Tex-Mex taco place right next to the Highland Park bowling alley.
Are you talking about the Tex-Mex or?
It's like a taco spot. They do Tex-Mex. They do like a brisket.
Tex State or
something like that.
Something
State. I like it, man. It's good.
I don't. It's too pricey.
Okay, I can understand if it's pricey.
Bro, I went there. 2 tacos was like fucking $7. I was bitching.
But
I was bitching.
Come downtown. That's the same price.
I was like, bro, no, you stupider. I was talking to the dude at Azteca. I was like, bro, I remember when the burritos were $5. Now they're $10. I was like, what the fuck is?
They're not stupid either. They're like, oh, our shit's good. Raise the price.
Yeah. And I was like, why you gonna raise price? He's like, because fools like you walking in here.
Exactly.
And I was like, you fool. I was like, you like me. I was like, shit. I was like, fuck, burrito went up $5. Shit.
Man, inflation.
Inflation.
I heard the greatest line. They're like, no one knew that line until Republicans introduced it. No one knew what inflation was.
I just heard that today, actually.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah, there was somebody quoted that and said that recently. I was laughing. I was like, wow, that's true. It's very true.
Yeah, no. I mean, inflation's been around for a bit. I mean, because my parents, working in business, you kind of.
Yeah, my mom. Oh my God, my mom. When I was a kid, I used to get 25 cents. Go get me a candy bar, a soda, and a comic book. I'm like, okay, Mom. Okay, that's great. I don't have a quarter to do that. Can I have $1.50, please?
I'll get the same shit.
Yeah, I'll get the same shit right now. Can I have my $1.50?
That's just how it be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just intense to see how, like, gas.
That's
California.
a little ridiculous.
Gas, like we're literally $2 more.
Yeah.
Than everywhere else, and
they gouge.
And I heard as there was this I forget what he is, but he was like from Berkeley, and he's like he was like on the board of some sort of committee for like economy or like environmental thing. And he was like, oh, the reason why we have our gas is so high is so that way we can finally see the mountains here in LA. And I was like, no one gives a shit about that.
Yeah, no, they just do that because the most concentrated cars are here. Mm-hmm. Everybody in LA has a car or 2 cars, so more cars are driven in California than the state. Yeah, anywhere.
I mean, that's the thing is like there's the rule, like if California does something because we have so many cars here, the whole country does it. All the other modes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I'm kind of pissed off about this whole electric car thing.
Oh, I know. That's some bullshit. I don't even understand that. I don't even want to get deep on that. Man, that thing is annoying. Like, it doesn't even make sense. I don't see how they're gonna do that. Like, they're gonna go around and start taking away all the old cars from people. Like, Cali is built on classic cars. You know how many classic car clubs are just unique car clubs from just the foreigns to everything?
Yeah, foreign cars,
imports to classics to the lowriders to everything. Like, that's the LA scene. There's Saturdays, Fridays, Sundays just
I love car shows.
And those ones are never going to give it up. So it's going to be a battle.
And you know what? The younger generation is going to go even harder
exactly.
on it. Because it's even more beautiful the longer it goes on. Like, I ain't going to lie. Like, you see a Cadillac on hydros. Ooh, I wanted the longest I used to have a Hyundai.
Oh, okay.
Hyundai. I had a Hyundai Elantra, and I tell everyone, I was like, man, when I get some real money, I'm going to put some hydros in my Hyundai. I'm going to put some hydros in my Hyundai. Motherfuckers like, everyone's like, that's stupid. Everyone's like, motherfuckers think of the first person who put Hyundais in a Hyundai.
You're trying to be the Rodney King of Hispanic? You know, Rodney King doing 90 in a Hyundai. You trying to put hydraulics in a Hyundai? Yeah. You see him get pulled up. What? Is that hydraulic? Pull this motherfucker over.
I'll be on the Hyundai like, don't give no fucks. People's like, that's stupid. I was like, nah, it ain't. It's my dream. I ain't gonna lie. You ever play like was it a Dub Edition? Need for Speed Dub Edition?
Yeah.
My favorite thing, every car, didn't matter what the fuck it was, had to have hydraulics on it. Had to have fucking hydraulics on it.
I'll give you that.
I ain't gonna lie. First time I saw hydraulics in person, I fell in love.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. My mom, when I was young, that was her dream to always get a low on hydros. She was like, she always dreamed about it. I'm like, all right, Mom, all right. My boy, who I got to hang out with a lot, his uncles and all of them had the actual classics. I rode on Crenshaw, all of them hit. It was
I've been in a hydro once.
Okay,
that shit is like, it's like the first time you're like,
oh yeah, it's different. Yeah,
his like your nuts get real tight. You're like, ooh,
and then you're like, hey, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, the first like few jumps you're like, oh shit, and then you start getting into it.
Yeah,
oh shit, I love that shit.
Yeah, it sucks that it's not around no more. Like, you don't see any of that back in... Like, you used to just cruise the streets. You don't see that at all no more. It's like, it's way more concentrated. They just took away a lot of that classic... People, I think they got tired of, like, seeing us on the streets too much and hanging out and conversating. Like, they didn't want that. They thought we were getting too strong or something. I don't know, man. Because
there's too much community happening.
It was too much good. For real. Because it unites everybody. Black, brown, Asian. It didn't make a difference. Everyone loved cars. They're talking about it, coming together, being in groups, building community. And I think that scared the shit out of them.
I mean, honestly, when Need for Speed came out, LA fucking loved Need for Speed.
I remember my cousin was in he was in a Hyundai club for the all in 90s, and he was in a big one, like 60, 70 of them, and a bunch of different ones. So like, it's been going on for a while.
It's funny. I know someone who's in a a Lexus. He has a Lexus, and he's in a Lexus club. It is like it's like a Lexus Pathfinder too.
I wouldn't be shocked if there was a Tesla club and a bunch of
there is.
Yeah, driving around.
There definitely is, because those motherfuckers are, I ain't gonna lie, some of the worst people ever. Teslas.
Yeah.
I will say this: driving LA, you know who the biggest assholes are now?
Prius. Always Prius.
Because remember when the Prius first came out, like everyone was like they're the bitchiest drivers. Yes. They were like,
Yeah.
And now
they've turned into wild people.
They are fucking.
They cut off trucks. They cut off semis. I'm like, what are you doing? You're gonna get crushed. They're like, doing 90, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, the first time I saw a Prius do 90, I was like, that was the first time I saw Prius do 90. And now you see Prius that's trying to race.
Yeah, they're the worst, man. They think they're like unstoppable. I'm like, I don't know what is wrong with you people. Stop.
I was like, how you gonna be front on a Prius? You know what I mean? People be hopping up on the Prius, and this is weird, man. It's weird. It's always the pre-used ones. Everyone buys them new, so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's the worst cars, man. I was gonna say something else. I'm gonna let it go so I don't sound racist like a motherfucker. I'm just gonna be like, if you're a certain female of a certain and you drive a Prius, please call me so I don't drive near you.
I know exactly the type.
Do not double down on me.
I have a friend like that. I exactly. As soon as you said that, I was like, she astrology.
Yeah, exactly.
Sage. She probably has like a moon tattoo somewhere.
Exactly.
I feel like moon tattoo is a new basic tattoo. Like it's the new tramp stamp.
I thought the new tramp stamp for the girls was right here.
That one?
That's one. I was reading, right? Because, like, when I was growing up, it was the back, right?
Yeah, now it's the chest.
I think it's the chest now.
I've seen a lot of girls
with a lot of chest pieces now because you can show it off without showing off anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, I have a chest piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that the fat I hated the most, the longest time I still hate, is when girls get the flower tattoo on the foot. I think that's so stupid.
I have a thing about tattoos. They have to mean something to me. I love art. I love ink, and I get tattoos. It's a process to me. It's like a release of pain because it really does. And so for me, they got to mean something. And I got a dumb one when I was a kid, but at least I know what I got it for. It's a fighting Irish dude, but I'm
Irish dude.
Yeah, fighting Irish dude. So
fighting Irish.
Yeah, fighting Irish. Like fighting Irish. So I got a cheesy one but I accept it, right? But past that, it's like just don't get random stuff on your body, people. I don't get it. Like. It's got to be meaningful. Like, this is your shit, your temple, right? So treat it like if you're a work of art, then you're not going to let some kid scribble on you. You're going to go get, like, Picasso and be like, yo, or, Rembrandt and just be like, yo, fill it in for me.
Like, what do your pieces mean to you? Like, what?
Oh, they're all, so, like, this is my last name, Gallagher. That's our seal crest. That is Kobe and the infinite signal, yep. And then, that's my lightsaber. You
got the purple one?
The purple one.
Hey,
it's a double meaning.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw Mace Windu with the purple one, everyone went, ooh.
Yeah. So, but if you now here go a little deep. So it's a liquid sword and it's purple. So purple consciousness is the higher chakra. So I'm using my liquid sword as I'm using as my
Wu-Tang reference?
Yeah, higher consciousness, baby. Yeah.
I was like,
and then I got my LA right here.
Yeah, so you got the Staples Center?
Yeah, Staples Center. You got the trophy.
The Larry Bryant trophy.
Yeah, you got the Hollywood, palm trees, got some water.
Damn.
I got I got a 4-leaf clover up here. Right here I got a palm tree.
Palm tree, okay.
Yeah, and then right here is a big old grizzly bear with a crown because Cali bear. Yeah, I've lived this life, and I got more to come. So
I feel that. I don't have any tattoos. I just haven't found something that I'd rather put on a shirt than my skin.
I get you. Mm-hmm. I like art. I've been such a fascinator. So to me, the ink on me is like I don't know, and I love it. I have a high tolerance, and it's just something about it.
Nope, not for me. No.
I get it. My son doesn't have any, and I don't think he's gonna have. But my daughter has 2 already, and she loves it. So I'm like, that's my freaking twin right there. Yeah, she got a freaking the Beetlejuice snake right here. Yeah, it looks clean.
That's sick.
Yeah, because I actually want Beetlejuice somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I consider him like. I kind of like
try
to
you can't say it one more time, just so you know.
He might show up, though.
Yeah, you already 2 times. We got to stop you
now. But yeah, to me, that's like, to be that character, what Michael Keaton did to be on screen for like 15 minutes and just destroy that movie. Like every minute he steps on, I'm like, yo, I love that thing. And then to me, it's like, I look at Heath Ledger, I'm like, oh, you're just a different version of him stepping on the screen doing the same thing. And I'm like, I like to I just want to come on the screen, just come on that mic, and you're like, what the? And then walk off and be like, damn, that fool was wild. And be like, yes, I
feel that.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I've only had one tattoo idea.
Oh, okay.
And so it'd be a tattoo on my chest right here, but I would shave my chest hair. and it'd be a stick figure of a guy mowing the lawn.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's the only tattoo. But the thing is,
But see, for you, I get it. It's a fun thing. Yeah, it's for you. It's having fun. So I get that.
That's the only that's one of the tattoos I do that I would ever get. But like, it's just, right here in the collarbone.
Well, it'll hurt.
Oh yeah,
because I have it right here, and it hurt when I got the crown. Oh yeah,
I've heard. I've had a lot of clients.
Yeah, any bone parts, you're gonna get some pain on.
Yeah. So I'm like, nope. It ain't for me. Nah. It ain't for me. I'm not like, I hate needles.
It's not for everybody. No. Yeah, it's not for everybody. I don't know. I just love it. My mom was always this big art. My family was always about art and like art. She used to actually. My mom was wild. She used to go around in the 90s, and she would be in the alleys, and she'd be photographing of graffiti and like the art and the pieces. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with graffiti and the artwork. So like artwork is like, I love the paintings in your place.
Yeah,
like artwork is so aesthetic. It sets the mood. It's everything about it. So for me, people say, yes, your temple, but my temple's a work of art. So I'm gonna show off my work of art.
Yeah, and I respect that because I love tattoos. They're just not for me.
Yeah. I tell everybody right now, you ever see a neck tattoo, just know I'm rich. If you see me with a neck tattoo, you're like, oh, he made it, huh? Be like, yes, sir, I made it.
The stupidest tattoo is one of my uncles. I always think this is stupid ever since I was a kid. He has the lip tattoo on his neck.
Oh, I know,
I always think that's stupid. When a motherfuckers, or the stupidest ones when they got on their head, when a bald dude's got on their head, I'm like, bro.
Anything here, I just feel like, why are you taking away from that? Either you not happy with yourself and you're distracting from it, or something, because you would never take away from something that you should be proud of. It's your face. It's your face. So don't take away from it. Yeah. That's where I see it. Everything else, sure, let it be a work of art.
I've seen, in Hawaii, there's like cultural face.
That's different. I understand that. I understand.
There's sometimes where it's like, or it's cultural.
No, like, Samoans and the Tongians. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's different. Like that to me, but that's a work of art. You see the one side, and you're like, oh, that's like a warrior. Like I ain't fucking with that dude. Even the yakuza and the Japanese and the samurais. Like I understand that. That to me, that represents something. So it's different. It's different. These kids in LA or around America, they're not representing shit. They're like, oh, I'm gonna look like Mike Tyson, or I'm gonna get some scribble on me. What are you doing? You look stupid. Like that's
all these rappers with the face tattoos.
It's like, you look dumb. We look dumb. Lil Wayne took it. Everybody went farther.
Yeah.
Do you remember the game had a butterfly?
Yeah.
On his cheek, and then he covered it up with a star in it. I'm like,
no, did he cover it up with an LA, or was that the other side?
No, it's the same side. I think it's a star and LA.
LA,
yeah. I'm like, what is the butterfly for, man? Like,
I mean, you're all this gangster, but then I know he has the teardrops.
Yeah.
And then he put the butterfly. I think he did it. I think he said it's like it just represent like rebirth or something like that.
Man.
It was stupid.
Then why'd you cover it?
Yeah, because he knew.
Yeah.
It was stupid. It was stupid. I mean, damn, the game hasn't done anything for years since like
he did an album and it wasn't that good. And I feel like he lost himself. I was a huge fan. I've actually met him a couple times. The dude's been cool with people as a person, and I always liked him.
He's huge. He's like
6'2", 6'3". He's a cool dude. He was cool, but I don't know. People, you get rich, you get a little bored. And like I said, I'm a historian of this stuff, so I've watched it, right? Like the great comics, right? Some of the most amazing comics have like one or two specials that just, you're like, damn. And then they do that third one, you're like, yo, this is the same jokes. Like you didn't change. It's like you have to keep reinventing yourself. Like the great ones always reinvent themselves. The great ones like Chappelle has like 4 in the middle, and then you come back and he's got like 6 more. You're like, this motherfucker's the man. And they're all different. That's what I'm talking. Chris Rock, all different. I watch his all the time. Tangerine ain't even close to Bigger or Blacker or any of that. It's like a whole different thing. I'm like, that's how you do it. I love George Lopez. I think he's amazing, right? His last 2, he got so bored. I'm like, yo, where you were the man. Yeah. You were the man, George.
I would say Gabriel Iglesias. He's been
rising. I love Fluff. He's rising up.
Every time.
Yeah, my favorite is Cat. Cat got a little bored, and now he came back. Yeah. Now he came back like a monster. I'm like, that's the Cat I know.
I think it was the green suit one.
Yeah, the Pimp Chronicles. And the next one are my 2 favorite. I'll watch those 24/7. I don't watch them no more because they him put no input, so I cut them off. But that to me,
one of my favorite ones was he was tink tink.
Yeah,
tink tink. That motherfucker was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, the thing is, have you seen like all the like comedy beefs?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
It's interesting when you see comics beefing.
Yeah.
Because it's different.
It's different. It's very different.
Like, like Joe Rogan had his whole beef with Carl Mencia.
That shit's real though. I'm all behind Joe with that one. I'm 100% Joe. I watched that whole thing live and watched it go through, and I was like, that's nasty. Yeah, that's nasty. Yeah. And then to find out you're not even Hispanic and you're playing a part, that's where I got pissed. That's
he's like Iranian or something.
Yeah, he's Iranian. Yeah, he's got a whole different name, which is cool. Be the Iranian comic. Come on.
Yeah.
It's just you saw the advantage of being Hispanic and being Latino in LA, and then boom, and you did it in movies. You did it in everything. Yeah. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, because he probably took it from someone else that could have took it, and that's where I'm like, wow.
Yeah. As the thing is like. I just don't understand why you would want to take someone else's flavor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not you. You're not even that person.
There's a difference between like having similar thoughts and like having taking someone's joke. Like I was at a mic where I was talking about like COVID, and then someone had a similar like opening to mine's like a few comics after me. So I was like, okay, I guess. But his joke was at the end was different.
Which I get. We're all going to think similar, but it's how we all think that makes us differently. Like, the worst Carlos Messina one of all is when he stole the Bill Cosby joke. And then that, to me, is like, how you stealing Bill Cosby's joke? Like, that's crazy to me. He did the whole thanking dad being the one, but thanking mom. He did it for him. I'm like, yo, that's Bill... Nah, man.
Yeah.
Nah, like, you can't touch the great ones and try to tell. I'm like, yo, I know that joke 1,000 times over.
The thing is, worse is now, like, Bill Cosby is like, the thing is, he was kind of a gatekeeper.
He was a super gatekeeper.
He was a gatekeeper, and like how he suppressed people. And that's why, like, I hate about like I'm always like I'm hating a jealousy. I hate jealousy. I hate people hating on others.
Yeah, I get you.
Because I want to see people do better. Because I hate when people don't do something. Because like when someone says I want to do this, I want to say okay. Do it. I'm that person's like, oh, I want to do this. I want to see you do it. Yeah. And I want to say, well, how are you going to do it? Yeah. And it's like, oh, why are you asking me how I'm going to do it? It's like, well, I'm curious.
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to see how your mind works. Like, what's your process? How you getting there? Like, maybe I can figure out, oh, okay, you did that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I can help I can help you. Or, you know, maybe I can gain some inspiration from you. Maybe you can gain some inspiration from me. Like, especially comedy, it's you know, music you can share the stage a little easier with you have pieces. You mean because songs can you can have your
blend
own
and you can mix and do your own things and they can come together.
And I feel like comedy we don't need to. It's just fun.
It's fun.
You don't. I feel like some people try and make it too serious and try and like. Oh, I have to be the number one comic. It's like that's cool, bro.
People
but it's
are
like
divas already, man. We're not even. I'm like none of us are Dave, Kevin, or any of these names I know. So why are you being a diva right now?
Yeah,
none of these fools know you.
No, they don't give a shit about you. No, so it's just like I'm the same way. It's like I'm very approachable off the stage. I'm very approachable on the stage. I just want to be like I want to make my act kind of like a conversation with the crowd, and it's hard.
It is.
It's hard
because it's finding your own
niche.
Point. Yeah.
And so like my what I've always wanted to be like is kind of like a little bit like Dave, kind of like tell a story or give my opinion on something and like have my own little take on it. And that's one of the things like I try to mimic when I started out.
I got you.
Another thing is like like you said not Kevin Hart, but even Kevin Hart does it, the pacing around. You know what I mean, the big energy. You see, sometimes I'll try and have big energy, especially when I start on stage. Like I was like, hey, how y'all doing? Woo! I mean, I try and open with big energy and then try and calm it down. So boom. Ooh,
I get you.
I want peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
That's what I try and aim for when I do a set.
No, exactly. I'm with you because I always try to come in there energy first. Like you got to come up there with your energy. You got to bring it. Let them know you're there to entertain them. Because I always hate the ones that go, "Where's my energy?" It's like, no, you're the energy. You're supposed to bring the energy. They're gonna react to your energy. You bring the energy, they'll react. You hit them with a couple ones. They think it's funny. You got them. Go.
The one that's hard for me to do is the sit down comics.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They sit there and like.
Yeah.
And they like wait for a second.
Yeah.
That's to me. That's also another. That's for me. It's a little harder to do.
I see, but that's not my style. I'm such a fast talker. Like it would delay me, and I wouldn't be able to get you to where I want to get you. So I've learned how to pause on certain things, but I'm not gonna never be that one, and that's not me.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with that. I'm a fast talker. I'm a spit more out. And if that line sounded stupid, don't worry. In 2 seconds, I'm gonna hit you with 2 more that you won't even pay attention to that line anymore. I've learned like I can cover up real fast and then also like pull back if I need to if it hits and go and then go that's right, and then so I've learned how to that's the hosting that's really helped me is doing that kind of thing. So
I see how that would because once again you're going up there so many times.
in
10,000 hours. 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
That's how it always has to be, and just how you get those 10,000 hours in.
Whatever way you do it, just do it. Just get them in. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I talked to a lot of the comics. Some of them, like the one thing I did at the beginning is a lot of them said they didn't rehearse it. Well, fuck that. All I did was rehearse. I treated it like an act. Like I sit there and I wrote out so many different files, and then I recorded myself doing it. And then doing it again, 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 and then did it a different way. And then once I was comfortable with that just only led to more. It's like if you do it on one, it will make you comfortable for everything else, and you don't have to do less of that, because you've already honed that skill. So now just do it. It's
like I said, it's like going to the gym. No one's around you, and you're working on that free throw. You're in your bathroom. You got the comb in your hand. And you're like, hey, my name's Patrick. Blah, blah, blah. You know, my day's been shitty.
Exactly. So I cheat because I run stores. And I'll be in my stores. I'm like, hey guys, I'll start cracking. I'll run a couple of sets. I'm like, okay, got laughs. Okay, cool. Go to the next place. Got a couple of laughs. Okay, cool. I'll twist that and put it right back on stage, man. Yeah, man, you got to use everything around you.
Yeah, it was funny because there's a term that I've heard thrown around. A lot of comics that do. That I've heard, like, kind of saying is their family members hate talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
Because all they do is
turn jokes,
Yeah, they run bits all day. They're just running bits all day, and they turn everything into a bit.
When it comes to family, I am a little more protective. I am. Because I don't want to put too much out there. Like, my life is my life. I don't have a problem talking about me whatsoever.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, everybody else now, unless they say it's cool. Like, before I really started going in on my family, I called each one of my uncles up. I made sure of it. I was like, yo, you know I love you. You know you're the man. You know but you gonna get these jokes. And then I sit on the video and they're like, go for it. I'm like,
I feel that. Like, I have some things that I want to talk about, like, especially my family, but it's like, ooh, I don't want my mom to hear that.
Yeah. My mom is so ruthless. She was so straight up with me. My mom is all about it.
Nice.
I have one rule with my mom, and my mom knows that. I go, Mom, you know, there's not one time I go on that stage and say anything bad about God. I don't take God's name in vain. I don't do nothing. I say a whole bunch of made up words, Mom. Those are made up words, and I'm going to say them all. I was like, but don't worry. Me and God, we good. And they know, so that's why all those made up words get to go. She just laughed. She's like, you're right. You don't say nothing wrong. I was like,
I don't say nothing too wrong.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Because she watches them. She'll watch them. Yeah. And she knows. I say wild stuff, and I
don't think your stuff's too wild.
No. My stepfather loves it.
It's different.
Yeah.
But it's not like...
No, it's not crazy. I've heard some crazy shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I cuss. I say the most craziest I can say, but I know what I'm doing.
You ain't out there being like Kyrie or like Kanye.
Reckless. Yeah, I'm not being reckless.
Like, some folks, they say some things on stage, and I'm like... Are you sure you should?
And then they go deeper. And I'm like, yo, you going double down?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I've been in a boxing show. One dude, it was right after Uvalde. One dude was really going hard on fucking school shootings. And, like, there's this couple right there.
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think you were there.
Yeah, I think I was.
And they're like, you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're hosting.
Yeah, I was hosting. I do remember
that. And they walked out.
Yeah. I don't remember what I said. I think I said something ruthless on him. I definitely did.
Yeah, I don't remember I don't remember what he said. I just remember it was about school shit. I low-key just blocked it out. I just remember the folks over there just like, you're a fucking asshole. Yeah. Fuck you. And he was, and they walked him and said, "Oh, you guys are leaving?" And they're like, "Yeah, because of you fucking asshole."
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the beauty of comedy.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not funny, get the fuck out. Yeah. And people don't get that. It's like that's a great fucking lesson.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like I just remember hearing, I was just like, "Is this rough?"
Yeah, it's like there was a competition on Wednesday, and this one guy was doing the weird jokes about the young kids, and I was like, and then he kept doubling down. It was like, you deflated the room. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. I get you have good jokes, but there's ways to present it that can make it funny and also make you not sound like the creepiest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah, the creepiest or the worst person in the world. Like, some of these, like, I get what they're trying to go for.
Yeah.
But the delivery.
Yeah, the delivery. It's the delivery. It's how you deliver it, man. Mm-hmm. It's how you deliver it, man.
Some folks, they're really good at it.
Yeah.
Some folks.
Yeah, some have deliveries are amazing. And they're not even saying nothing. They're just like, the delivery, you're like, damn, what do you say? I eat toast? Y'all laughing? Damn, I gotta get that funny.
No, it's just funny. It's just the way they say it. Like, it's just like, oh, you're eating that? I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Dave is. David just has certain, and you're like, damn.
Yeah.
It's the delivery.
It's like they give you, like, thing is, I always like to say this saying, it's like, when you give the audience the knife or the gun, it's like, you gotta be careful when you give it to them because they can shoot you or stab you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And some comics, like, they do stuff like that, and it's just like, all about delivery. Because like, especially with crowd work.
Yeah.
It's all about delivery.
Well, especially because I love seeing the young ones trying to do crowd work and they get into it and then it's like they're not ready for their comebacks. I feel like I'm like, oh, you didn't grow up snapping on people, or you didn't grow up in a group of dudes like having fun with each other. It's like you don't know how to come back. Like,
you don't have siblings.
Yeah, you don't have siblings. Like, you just gotta go above them, people. Like, just bring them back. Like, come on. Like, well, for me, I love talking to the comedians and be like, hey, you should have just did this and this and that. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, try that next time. Because why not? I'm here. If I can see something, I'm going to try to help you. I love being helped.
I know some comics hate it, though.
Some do. And I make sure not to tell certain people. I've seen which ones, and I can kind of see personalities, because I deal with personalities all day. So I know who I can approach and who I can't. I know who I can talk to certain things about and who I can't. And like, that's okay. That's fine. I'm not trying to be everybody's friend, but
you don't need to.
I don't need to, but like, I'm gonna go out there and be me. If you like me, cool. If you don't, cool. I'm not. No worries. Have a good day.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
Like, I don't say people had beef with me once. And I was like, why you have beef with me? It's like, I just don't like the way you talk. And I was like, that's you, boo.
You up there having fun. That's what I love about you. Every time you come up there, you having fun. So I'm like,
I'm always drinking, I'm always smoking. I'm just like, how we doing, people? Even when I'm bombing, it's like,
I've seen you have a rough, but still having fun. It's like, that's what it's about. Yeah. You're having fun.
Just like, because the thing is, like, I always think of like this, like, fuck it. If they're not having fun with me, I'm gonna have fun with myself.
Exactly.
Because that's just what comedy is. It's just all fun. Exactly. It's just a great time. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I did that set one time in Hollywood. I was like, I don't know what these people complain about. If it's one or two, you my best friend. If not, I'm my best friend. I'm gonna look like the crazy man up on this stage,
talking to myself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you see,
I hate like you said earlier, like when they attack there's times when you can like go after them. Like, one time we were at a mic, and, we were at a show in, like, the Simi Valley, and this one girl, she was working there, and she was just talking, and one of the comics went up to her, and she's like, her name was, like, Jessica or Vanessa, or whatever her name was, and she was like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 thank you for talking through all our sets, and this and that, you know what I mean? That's one way, that's a good way, and sometimes people are like, well, fuck you, crowd, like, you're a shitty crowd.
Yeah, that's the worst way.
I hate when they're like, fuck you.
I had a guy go, fuck you guys, these are the jokes, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna jump off this roof. I was like, yo, like, what are you doing?
Stupid.
Yeah, like, shut up.
It's like, you can say fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, fuck you guys.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. It's like the crowd goes, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah, but if you like fuck you guy, like this, like once again the tone away, where you're saying like some of these dudes, like they're so like
because they let the anger get to them, man. You're up there trying to make joy, not anger.
I've been on stage where people like quit comedy. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
man, I'll get to that moment one of these days.
Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it. It's hilarious. I've been on stage where people's like, they were just talking. Just like, they just go off. They're like, fuck this, blah, blah, blah.
Halfway through, they
fuck
just quit.
This person. And they're like, fuck this mic. Fuck all of y'all. And like, everyone's like, what the fuck just happened? I've seen that multiple times where like, someone would just burn like everyone that they knew. They went on stage and like, it's someone that I knew for a few years. This is pre-COVID. And he would just went on stage. He just had enough. He's like, fuck everything. Fuck everyone. But the thing, he was also going through like a lot of emotional thing, like
and that's breakup. The thing. And I get that when you're going through it, sometimes it's not best to get up there. Sometimes it's best to find yourself, maybe write some shit out, and then go back up there. Because when you raw, that's the worst. Man. You're gonna go up there with some good. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes you're gonna come up there with too much.
It's bad.
That's why I say about honing it. Like, if you got all that raw emotion and you're a vet, then you probably already know how to hone it. But if you got all that raw emotion and you're young and you're still learning it, you don't know how to hone that yet. Mm-hmm. So like the great vets, like I don't even know if it was set up or not, but look at Kevin Hart, right? His Irresponsible tour. He gets caught, whatever, the cheating thing. He took that shit and just pushed it right into their set and just turned it into gold. That's what you're supposed to do. That's because he's a vet. He took what his pain was and just made that into a whole special that he flew that thing on.
I mean, he's been doing comedy for 30, 40 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember, I didn't even realize it until years later that he was in Soul Plane.
Oh, yeah. No.
He wrote Soul Plane.
He started in the early 1990s, in the late 1990s, and tried to come out and failed.
Yeah.
He failed. He was with Damon Dash and with Jay-Z. He was doing movies with them. He was doing cheesy movies with them. Yeah, and then doing comedy with them. Yeah. And he fell down and had to restart his career. I give him credit. Like, he's the one that I'm like, oh, I see you did it smarter the second time.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, a lot of folks they give up right away.
Yeah, they stop.
It's sad. Yeah. It's sad, and some of them they have some good stuff. They just need to work it out. Mm-hmm. A lot of folks have a lot of good stuff. They just need to really work it out. And it's just
they think instant gratification. Social media has made instant gratification like a little crazy.
No.
There's one I keep hearing that they'll brag about they're on Netflix, and I'm like, I've never even seen you. And then when they go on the stage, they're horrible. And I'm like, your jokes are trash.
Yeah, or like, remember when the Netflix is a joke?
Yeah.
They're pulling everyone.
Yeah, that was
everyone. Yeah. I'm like, bro, all you had to do was ask. All you had to do was ask.
But the great advice I've seen from a lot of like the main ones that I like talking to that I see grinding, they tell me every day, it's not about how. Just be out there. Just get out there.
Just go to the bars, go to the clubs. It's
gonna happen.
Put your work in,
and it's gonna happen
because everyone wants things now.
Exactly.
Everyone wants things, and that's not how life is. It's not.
And
25.
if you put that work in, it's gonna happen.
I mean, you're starting to get into that age where I'm talking about, like where you really start to hit your stride.
Oh yeah.
You're financially successful.
Oh yeah.
You have family success. You know what I mean? And now you branch down to a new form of success.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I raised kids. Both my kids are grown.
Yeah, they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive. They're good. They work. They go to school.
I mean, they got their own lives. And
they got their own lives. I run 3 businesses. And I got time. And I'm like, this is what I want to do, and 5 to 6 days a week, I'm on that stage everywhere, running around trying to do this shit.
Do it. Yeah. I mean, that's you know what I always say this: the only inspiration you need is yourself.
Exactly. I wake up every day and kick myself in the ass and go.
That's LA.
Yeah, exactly.
That's LA hustle.
Exactly.
Remember, LA teaches you how to be a hustler.
Beyond.
Because if you can't hustle in this city,
then you can't hustle anywhere.
Yeah, they say New York. If you make it out in New York, you make it anywhere. Nah, if you make it in LA,
no. If you can hustle in LA,
yeah.
You can hustle anywhere.
Yeah. Because LA is hustle city.
It is the definition of hustle. That's literally what I base my shit off. That's,
look at Baca. Look at Baca. Yeah. Baca's the same way.
Yeah, that is literally my whole, my whole comedy bit, how I came in. Because when I grew up, I saw 2 ways. Either I needed to be holy or I had to hustle.
Yeah.
And who the hell wants to be holy?
All right, man, I'm holy to the hustler.
Yeah. Or then you be the holy hustler. Once you get to that level, then you realize, you combined them.
Salud.
Yeah.
Salud. You know what I mean? Pat, it's been blessing having you here, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Let the people know where they can find you, where you're usually at.
I'm hosting Sunset Rooftop. I host Monday nights at Off-Broadway Tavern Bar in downtown LA. I'll be bouncing around open mics. Mm-hmm. I'll let you know when shows come.
Do you have any IGs?
Yeah, catch me on Instagram at pookie.bo. Mm-hmm. Get me on Twitter at Pbo Gallagher. Catch me all the time, folks. I appreciate it. I got YouTube, P Funny Bo, all that stuff. Blaize has been appreciative, baby.
All right, man. Pat, thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
All right. Take care, y'all.